Some are born great. Some acquire greatness. And on a few, greatness is thrust upon. Some are born greatness, can be the children of a princely family or a great family lineage and heritage. People who acquired greatness are personalities such as Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, our own dear Abdul Kalam. And these two categories are always safe. The third category belongs to those on whom greatness is thrust upon, and I stand in front of you as a very strong representative of the third category, thanks to Mr. Shiv Kumar of ICT. Please give a very, very big hand, please. And there is a small story behind it. Till about last year, I was a very active corporate animal, working 14, 16 hours in corporates, trying to give lecture on work-life balance, completely forgetting my own work-life balance. So after that, I approached Mr. Shiv Kumar for an opportunity to work with him. And it took quite a while. About 3 weeks back, I received a mail from CTO Mr. Shiv Kumar. Actually, எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் மிமிக்ரி பண்ண தெரிஞ்சா நான் வடிவேல் மாதிரி பண்ணியிருப்பேன். So I'm not good at it. So when I received this mail, I was having a lot of doubts. So என்னடா இது 7 மாசமா அவர் விரட்டணுமே, நமக்கு ஒரு பதிலும் போடலையே இவர், திடீர்னு ஒரு மெயில் வந்திருக்கு. So I was wanting to confirm the authenticity of the mail. So I didn't stop there. So I went to this academy, caught Mr. Anbuthambi, caught Mr. Suresh, caught Pungurali, and confirmed that the address is right and I am the recipient. That is why I said, I stand in front of you because the greatest is thrust upon me by Mr. Shiv Kumar. Sir, thanks a lot for that. It all in good spirit. I think my hearty wishes and vanakangal to all this, what I call as the dream merchants of the future India. People who are going to live the dream of the great APJ, as well as the country's dream of making India a resurgent India in the days to come. And I also wish to thank all those teachers, the great teachers who have tutored and mentored those kids around here and fetched them out for this wonderful session organized by the ICT. So this is what I wanted to talk to you. The topic I chose to speak today is about innovation in a VUCA world. I'll talk to you what is this VUCA world I'm talking about. I've got a couple of slides, and I think it'll be as interesting as we go along. I've not achieved anything phenomenally stunning in the world. The very fact that I had done 3 different roles in my careers of spanning around 35 years had given me some insights and a greater confidence that what this nation can do with these wonderful students who are emerging as a great force in our country. Thank you. I will cover the rest as I go along. Let's start with this quotes of learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking leads to knowledge, and that knowledge makes you great. I think in the very same place about 24 hours back, you had the award ceremony for the innovation ecosystem. And it is very appropriate that I have picked up 1 or 2 slides and AVs from APJ's life to talk to you about what makes and why is it important for us to be great in whatever we do. That is the first beginning of the entire process of what we want to achieve as we go forward. I was talking to you about, some of you might be wondering, who is this guy coming here talking? What is all about life? What has he seen? What is he there? Why is he there on stage to talk about things? I thought I'll just share some of my personal glimpses. On the left is my role which I've done in Army. A place where I learned to respect people. A place where I learned to respect the difference between death and life. A place where I learned the difference between here and now. And that taught me a great lesson about what could be the might of a teamwork and what could be the role of a leader in shaping up an institution or a value system. This is the world I grew with. After that, I moved to corporate. I worked for 30 years in the corporate. I worked for 3 good companies. I was leading the human resources practices in those organizations, involving with people, including those people whom we hire from the campus. So that made me really think that having worked on the other side of the fence in the corporate, what is that corporates are looking at candidates? Why is that we produce so many graduates, but still our unemployment rate is not one which is greatly attacked and challenged? So there is an idea about employment and employability. So those are the thoughts which set apart me thinking, how could I make a difference with these insights I've gathered over 30 years to pass on to the academic institution, and that is why I was requesting a role, and I'm extremely thankful Mr. Shiv Kumar gave me an opportunity. I said, I lived in Mizoram for 2 years, I lived in J&K for a year, I lived in some other deserts where letters reach 10 days to reach, where men take 15 days to reach. This is the life I led in army. So after that, I moved to the concrete jungles, as I told you. Rest is all given there. Lot of changes. What transformed the corporates I entered in 86, the way I entered in 2017, it's a huge difference in the context of work, context of workforce, context of people. That is what you as young generation are going to grapple with. The purpose of me staying here in front of you to talk about it is that it gives you an enormous opportunity and hope to really redefine your fate and your life. That is what we are going to talk about in the next few slides. Some organizations died because they didn't have a great vision. And I was part of the team which shut organizations as well as part of organization which was given birth. 30 years. Apparently learned a lot, but apparently and painfully had to unlearn a lot as well. That is what my life is all about. Most interesting phase of my life is that I was on the threshold of a junction point where I received the millennials, where I also received Gen X and Gen Ys. And I think with that, I connect much better with this younger audience out there. So now what am I doing? This is what I was talking about. The UCA world. So what does this picture tell you? Any idea? What does this picture tell you? A man blindfolded, walking on a rope. Actually, this is what defines the modern corporate world in which you want to be a part of. Right? So let me understand that. Volatile, uncertain, chaotic, and ambiguous. This is the world, kids out there, you are going to grapple with. 70s and 80s saw job stability, job guarantee, retirement pensions, benefits after retirement, benefits to the children were all very, very important. This modern generation is completely different. As long as you perform, you hold your job. Whatever you are, one day you stop performing, you are out of the organization. This is what the world which is now we are going through. And this is precisely the organizations which come to hire you as well. Therefore, it is just not enough of you having a degree, but it is also important to have certain life-saving skills which will help you to scale up your own competency basis. That is what we are talking about. Change is the only thing constant. We have seen so many things. Mr. Vaidhi spoke very well about the evolution of the mobile phone from 1995 onwards. Today, you can take it from me, in the next 5 to 6 years, each car of you can be seen as a laptop. It is the smart cars which are now coming now. This is the world we are going to move with. So that tells up the challenges as young generation, what are the skills, competencies, and qualities you have to acquire, not just doing a BE or an MBA. They are at best a passport for applying for a job, but that will not give you a job nor get you a job. That is what we are going to be talking about. Every change calls for an approach that is different from the past. This is what forcing everybody, take your own education space. 70s and 80s were the emergence of correspondence course of universities. Today we are talking about online courses. 30 years back, the only form of cricket was 5 days cricket. Look where it has come. In the next 10 years or 1 more year, 5 more years, the whole international match will be played by 1 ball. It was 50, it was a full day match, 5-day match. It was a 50 over, it has become 20 over. Now I think 10 over, 5 over, 1 over, 1 ball. This is what I see going to happen. So, if you have to survive, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குழப்பமான தெளிவில்லாத உலகத்தில் உங்களுடைய சர்வைவல் மந்த்ரா என்ன? எந்த குவாலிட்டிஸ் என்கிட்ட இருந்ததுன்னா நான் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டேஞ்சரஸ் வாட்டர்ஸை கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக கிராஸ் பண்ணி அந்த சைடு போக முடியும். இது வெரி 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 இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். 50% of the Indian workforce is less than 25 years of age. That means between now and 2050, we will have almost 40 crore employees who are absolutely fit and able-bodied, which is phenomenally a great advantage for the country of India. And you belong to that generation, that segment of population. So it is important that you understand what could make a difference to you in your life by innovation and entrepreneurship and so on and so forth, which is what ICT Academy is also trying to strive for. So before we get into innovation, we should understand what innovation is not. In life, ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு வந்து இது பண்ணாதன்னு சொன்னால் டக்குன்னு எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க, இதை பண்ணுன்னு சொன்னால் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்படுறாங்க. I approach the same way. Let me understand what is not an innovation so that you can understand what then is the innovation. The topic, as I told you, innovation in the VUCA world. சோதனைகள் plus வேதனைகள் leads to சாதனைகள். Challenges and constraints be the fountainhead of innovation. And I will show you some documents, certain AVs, which will amply supplement this point, which virtually puts back the role of innovation on your laps. That is what we are going to be seeing. A few myths about innovation, a couple of it Vaidhi already covered. Thanks a lot, Vaidhi. In fact, 2 of the points you already shared. Innovation is not about scale. That's what he talked about. Nothing has to be earth-shatteringly disruptive. It can happen in your own environments. It can happen in your next house. It can happen over a period of time. That is what we are going to talk about. What innovation is not about will help you give clarity as to what is innovation all about. It's not just about the scale of impact. If, I would say, if a young kid adopt a street and ensure all the civic amenities are running best, I would say that you are the local innovative champion of your road, or what I call as a social innovation, a responsive innovation, I would say. That is what Vaidhi also talked about. Look at areas which impact the armed janta's life. ஒரு காமன் ஒரு சாதாரண மனிதனுடைய வாழ்க்கையில் நீங்கள் எப்படி இம்பாக்ட் பண்ண முடியும்? உங்களுடைய இனோவேட்டிவ் திங்கிங்காலேயோ கிரியேட்டிவ் பவர்ஸாலேயோ அவனுடைய கஷ்டங்களை எப்படி சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும்? There is the birthplace of innovation. It's not about being rich or poor. It is completely neutral. Anybody can innovate anything as long as it solves some problem, fixes some issues, and so on. It's not about single domain. Today we are talking about mobile phone. Today we are talking about WhatsApp applications. It's not about technology alone. Innovations can happen in very many spaces. I have a slide on that which I'll cover up later. It's not about reputation of the place. It can happen again, anywhere, anytime. It's not about a great Ivy League education. It's about common sense, passion, dream, and so on. Therefore, innovation is not a lot to do with passion and purpose and dream as much as other things. So what then is innovation? So we saw what is not an innovation. The question naturally to your mind is, what is then is innovation? That is what we are going to explore. What is this? Hello, boys. Can somebody answer this? Okay, thank you. What is this? Wheel. Printing machine. Refrigerator. Telephone. Steam engine, motor car. Just check when all these things happen. There are no MIT Sloan or anything. There are no IITs in those times. But all these have happened centuries ago. So it tells an important point for all of you sitting there. Right? The photos may be familiar. You may be even thinking, but the point is something more substantial than that. The point is, the next two innovations are computers and internet. If you look at all these innovations, except the last two perhaps, even that also I would grant, all except the last two are ஒரு தனி மனிதனுடைய முயற்சினால இவ்வளவு தூரம் வந்திருக்கு. So it goes back to all of you. If you are thinking of innovation, I can do innovation only in $1 million venture funding. You may or may not be right. It all has to start from that one individual will, which is wanting to redefine the boundaries of life, which want to make life simple and easier for others. So it is more to do with your own dreams. That is what we are going to watch in the next slide. The one is about dream. We talked about innovation is an outcome of dream. The dreams, as we wrote there, dream is the one which is not you get in sleep, but the one which doesn't allow you to sleep. There are plenty of examples in the history. Innovation is a source, dream is a source of innovation. Similarly, if you take the case of Mahatma Gandhi, he introduced the biggest tool called Satyagraha, which is the mass resistance tool. That is a social innovation in its own sphere. If you take the case of Redbus, they were rejected. Their products were rejected in the market. And he had a constraint of not able to get a ticket. So therefore, he created a product which that's the origin of Redbus. Then you have the case of WhatsApp, when those engineers, Brian Acton and Cow, were rejected repeatedly by Twitter and Facebook. 8 years later, they sold the same company to them for $20 billion. So there are plenty of examples in the history where a negative stroke can also be a source of inspiration for your creativity and innovation. So in India, and in your colleges especially, it is for you to develop that creative bent of mind. It is just not enough for you to just go and get your degree, write your exam, get your certificates. Please learn sideways. If you are a student of some particular stream, please develop your interest in allied areas across. Understand the difference between employment and employability. Employment you will get once. Employability is lifetime. What are the skills required for you? What are the sources which the college is offering? Please tap them into and make great use of it. I do not know how many of you are aware. The government of India is spending crores and crores of rupees in promoting innovation and creativity in the country. It is important that you get a hang of it, including the academies like ICT, ACT. It's doing a phenomenally great job in promoting the skill development across colleges, skill development across the teaching faculty, and also to develop the entrepreneurial bent. So, if you want to really make your dreams to come true, it is important for you to develop the bent of mindset. So, please take care of this. I would close my remark with a small little model I want to present. One is about discover yourself. நீ யார் என்பதை தெரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். 60 years back, Kannadasan made a song. உன்னை அறிந்தால் நீ உன்னை அறிந்தால். Lot of times we carry somebody's identity. அப்பா அம்மா சொன்னாங்க இந்த கோர்ஸ் பண்றேன், அண்ணன் சொன்னாங்க இந்த கோர்ஸ் பண்றேன், மாமாவோட பையன் இது படிக்கிறான் நான் படிக்கணும். Where is your identity in the whole thing? So please discover yourself. நீ எங்கிருக்கிறாய்? Who are you? You have to define the you for you. That is important. Second is your dream. Dream big. Dream big. கனவில் பூனையாக தோன்றும் உருவங்களும் கூட புலியாக மாற வேண்டும் உன்னோட நிஜ வாழ்க்கையில். That is to me is a dream. Even ordinary dream can really zoom you into a greatest height in their lives. So it is discovery, it is dream. Third is have a design, have a plan. Nothing in life works without a plan. If you don't have a plan, it's like if you don't have a destination, any road can take you to that location. But that is not the journey what we call as. So the third D is about design. Third, if you do all these things correct, you will reap your destiny. This is called a 4D model, which I leave it to the students at this point in time. So if you want to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, an innovative mindset, kindly take these small little lessons backward. What is that you are? Discover yourself. Dream big. Have a design. Go and reap a destiny. Because this 134 crore of people living in India is actually waiting for you to reap the dreams and make the country more resilient. Thank you. Jai Hind. Thank you.